Hello, everybody, and welcome to Inspiring Change, the interview series where we get a chance to get to know the souls behind the members of the Wellness Universe. And today, our special guest is Sandi Schwartz. Hi, Sandi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm so good. Thank you so much for being here and being part of the Wellness Universe.
It's my delight.
Oh, yeah, I love delight. So why don't you go ahead and tell everybody what your Facebook page is and what is your mission behind it?
Our Facebook page is called Leading Edge Parenting, and we chose the expression leading edge because what we like to do is encourage people to get a little out of their comfort zone and kind of move a little bit closer to the possibilities that are out there for our own greatness. And if you're a parent or a grandparent or you know children or you're related to someone who has a child, to take a step into a new way of thinking about who we are in the lives of the children and who they are, these new ones coming forward.
Now, how did that come about? How did this Facebook page come to you?
Well, what happened was I was a very successful educator.
Okay.
I was a very successful mom with my firstborn child, Matthew. I really thought I knew it all when it came to children. And then I was given the gift of a daughter named Melissa, who is now my partner in this venture. And it just kind of happened, naturally. And she came into this world as a very challenging child, very intense, very sensitive, very different from any child I had ever encountered. And my first thought was, what's wrong with her? Because the stuff that everybody else's child and her brother was not working with her. And I had two ways to go. Make her better, fix her up, teach her how she had to be, or use her as what she was, which was this beautiful spiritual mirror who actually reflected something deep within my soul that was yearning to come out and to grow. And I went kicking and screaming for part of it.
Right.
Parts of it were like, oh my God, when I would learn something new. And truly, this double life I led of all this success and all this challenge taught me to really know the inner lives of children and what is really going on inside of them and what they need from the people who love them. And that's what leading edge parenting does for other people.
It's such a beautiful gift, honestly, to give to the world, because I'm not a parent and I don't really have a deep desire to be one, although that changes all the time. But my point is that I find that if I was to be a parent, the first thing that I think that I would do is try to not make them me and allow them to be who they are. And I think the work that you're doing in trying to allow parents to be able to see in what you did, which is open up to what Melissa had to teach you, as opposed to what you had to teach her, is beautiful.
And I think most parents have the desire that you have just stated, yet something happens once they become a parent. Something changes, and you just want to protect and nurture and make sure they're okay. And in that huge desire to do that comes all this unconscious controlling, and that's when a lot of the issues arise. So we go into it with all these wonderful desires, and then we get trapped and don't know how it happened.
Yeah.
So what Melissa and I do is we untangle it for the parents, and it's beautiful when the parents get that aha, oh, that's why my child is behaving this way, and what can I do differently?
Right.
So
you're obviously trying to help people. Has that always been before even Melissa came along? Was wellness, that whole field, part of who you were?
I believe that even as a fifth grader, when I realized I wanted to be a teacher, I was always, I knew something magical happened for me when I was with animals and children. And I couldn't articulate, I was too young. And as I got older, I think it was because our souls connected in a very special way, and the piece of my soul that remained pure through my own upbringing just knew that I needed to be either with animals or children. I couldn't find a way. And I always chose to be with children in a non-testing setting. So I worked with young children at first, where I was allowed to connect in an emotional, soulful, joyful way. I taught older children through music and aesthetic education, where they didn't care so much about the test, but we were able to talk about human psyche through musicals and novels and music. And yeah, and so obviously I've been this kind of a teacher since I'm very young. I just couldn't articulate it because I didn't really understand it.
Right. So you're super inspiring. I have to say that I'm listening to you and I got the goosebumps. Like I wish so many parents had this opportunity. So it's great that you're being able to offer that. You're inspiring. What actually inspires you on a personal level?
A couple of things. One thing that inspires me is when I meditate and I get really still and I allow something greater than my physical being to come forth, and an idea or a thought will come through, and it feels like, yes, Sandy, you know, this can be done, and you can do it. Leave your ego behind, but take this knowledge with you. So that's like an internal inspiration. The external inspiration for me is just seeing children. And my friends tease me. Everything that I experience in life, I kind of reinterpret through the eyes of a child, or through the heart or soul or inner world of a child. So when I'm anywhere and I see children, I just observe them, I watch them, I make eye contact with them, I feel like I connect with them, and I could feel the energy between them and their parents. And I think, oh, if only I could get that parent for a couple of hours, it would be so delicious and delightful to just to inspire that parent to go on a track that will lead them into their greatness.
Well, hopefully this interview will help bring more parents to you. So we're wrapping this up. Tell me briefly that if you had a message that you were able to share with the world, one, and everybody was listening, what would that be?
That message would be that we need to connect our inner life. And in order to do that, we have to be aware of what our inner life is telling us. If we connect this inner life with the lives of the children, in the inner lives of the children in our world, this place would look very different. And so I believe that that's our work, is to first love and figure out who we are in here. And then so many of the challenges, so many of the questions parents have, the answers would actually ooze up for them, and they would connect with the inner world of their children, and they'd watch so many of the struggles and so many of the power issues dissolve.
Fabulous. Fabulous, Sandy. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Well, our website is called leadingedgeparenting.com. We have lots of free material. We've got some great videos on there. Melissa and I did a video on what it was like raising her from my perspective and her perspective. And
that's awesome.
Tell us that they have learned so much about their own children. So just go see what's there for you.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being here, being part of the Wellness Universe, and for doing the work that you do every single day. We honor you.
Thank you for bringing it to the world.
Oh, you're welcome.